7:03 on the East Coast. Dave Logan, Randy Rhodes, Boogie with the Bull, Thursday night live for July 18th, 2024 is live on something near you. And if it's not, then you need to move to something where it's live on. We're live on the Dave Logan page here on Facebook, and we are live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. And if we do this right, we will get no. All right, that's not going to work. All right. Anyway, we're live on Facebook on my profile and the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. There are live chats on both of those, and if you come on in and say hi, we will acknowledge that you are here, and we'll have a fantastic broadcast. Randy Rhodes, what is current, new, and exciting in the world? And
Trump has been showing up almost on a daily basis at the RNC meetings. The Democrats are kind of saying he's inspired and weak. Bullshit. Of course, Lou Dobbs died. He was a very well-known news reporter. He finally died of old age. I just saw something really interesting. I often say that there are, I believe that there are aliens, and I believe that aliens were here a long time ago. They're responsible for the major ones like pyramids and stuff like that.
Your microphone is cutting up and sounding like you're underwater really bad. Is there any shot that you can go back to your usual mic? Because like I said, it sounds like you're talking underwater at about 14 miles an hour. There you go.
Oh, okay. So let me turn off the old microphone. Hang tight. But anyway, so as I was saying, I was thinking that, it's like the pyramids and some of the major cities of old. There's no way a human being could possibly be responsible for building them without some kind of help. Okay.
Yeah.
There's just no way. Especially with the size of the stones that were placed on top of each other to build the. Hang on a second, Mike. This is going nuts. What's going on here? Hang on. Oh, okay, neighbor. So I saw today that and I subscribe to the Biblical magazine, Biblical Archaeology magazine. So if anyone ever had any doubts, any questions about the Bible being real, or that all these cities and so forth and previous civilizations and kings and so forth never existed, get yourself a subscription, at least for 1 year, to Biblical Archaeology, because it will show you all the things that are being discovered today by humans going out there in the desert and digging in the dirt and sweating and suntan and sunburn and whatever. But in Turkey, just recently, they discovered there's this guy who lives in Turkey, and he was doing some renovations to his home, okay? And as he was getting ready to break down a wall to expand the one room that he was in, on the other side of that wall, Dave, was 8 miles of underground structure that has been there for multiple thousands of years. It was built there by someone who no one knows who. It was multiple layers of almost like a skyscraper underneath the ground. It was 8 miles in width if you could walk it from end to end. And it was able to uh, uh, hold or house over plus their cattle and their livestock and so forth. It was designed to be used during the time of the Ice Age, the place to go for comfort and security. They used it during times when the land was being invaded by an enemy to hide in. But for some reason, whoever lived in it last, they died off or whatever happened to them. That's story I think I'm going to do a follow up on. But can you imagine? You wanted to expand your house, your room in your house, and you knock down a wall, and here's 8 miles worth of underground structure. The guy went in. The reporter said that the guy went into walked inside the wall, the hole in the wall, and he started walking inside to explore. Realized just how big this was and how much of a maybe a safety or security concern he had. So he went back into his house and notified the local people. Okay.
Did he get to collect all those years of property taxes?
I don't.
Okay, I don't know what's going on, Randy, but your mic is that mic is even worse than the other one. It keeps cutting in and out. Don Loss is watching. Good evening, Don. We're having the audio problems all over the network tonight, but we're going to try to get it figured out. We're going to try to get the broadcast done. Actually, Randy, your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. It says that your mic is muted. I don't know if it's muted or not, but it says your mic is muted. We're going to try this. We're going to do our best. If it gets to be too much, we're just going to shut it down, and we'll try it again another night. We did replace one mic cord, and we got that mic working on our end, but let's see. Randy, your mic shows that it's muted. So we will see if we can get that corrected. And if we get that corrected, then we're here. If not, I apologize again. We shut it down, and we'll just try to get it on another night. Good evening, Robin. My mic should be working great.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there now. Okay, now Randy is back. So we'll keep this going as long as we can. If we get plagued with audio problems tonight, we'll just end it. If it gets
they didn't like me talking about the Bible and biblical archaeology. That's just the whole thing.
Maybe that's God telling you, or Jesus telling you, you don't want to talk. You don't want to diss the Bible.
Don't talk about my creation.
That's right. Don't diss the Bible. But
no, I wasn't dissing the Bible. I was proven factual. To use the words of Raymond, actual and factual.
That's right.
But so what else is going on in the world? We have all kinds of stuff going on here. I love the Star Trek toys are coming out. There's more and more new games, new stuff like that. Let's see. Of course, the Ukrainians are using drones to attack inside Russia now. So they're causing more damage inside Russia itself. Of course, Putin keeps saying about they're going to nuke us if we don't put a stop to it soon. And then I tell you what, I wouldn't put it too far past them that they probably would do that. I've been hearing more and more in the news how they're referring to Biden's wife, Jill, as President Biden.
That's kind of scary.
And in fact, Kamala happened to say, who more would you want in the office? Jill and myself, or the other person? It's like they are prepping us for a Kamala Harris ticket, and they're also saying that this whole thing about the COVID is just a way for them to say come Monday that he's too sick to continue and that he's going to drop out of the race.
But can you see Jill Biden and Donald Trump in a presidential debate? I mean, honestly, think about it. He will mop the floor with her because she has no experience having been a president other than telling him what to do, but she has no experience. And,
I don't think
Don says that he thinks that, or he's got news that he's going to be shut down this weekend. I would imagine that they're going to shut him down. They're going to shut him down. They'll probably do a virtual roll call before the convention, which they can do at any time and get it sealed up and done that way. And but I just don't see Dr. Jill having any chance of getting the Democrat nomination.
I don't think at the point of Jill having the knowledge or the experience. It's just going to be two women running against Trump and them trying to continue getting that black vote and then trying to get the women vote. Oh, and the other FUBAR that Joe did on the one interview that he had talking about the one guy's in the White House. He happens to be black, and he can't remember his name. Neither can I. But I'm not going to use the name that he used for the black man. But he was on the BET network, and he was more or less saying stuff that would be considered derogatory coming from anybody else but him.
Well, I can't see Kamala Harris bringing up or trying to identify as black or African American in a debate with Donald Trump, because just for the same reason that I couldn't see her if Bill Buckler was running. I'd love to wait and see if Kamala said, I'm an African American, because Bill Buckler will go into that same thing that he said before, that you are not an African American unless you were born in Africa, came to the United States, and became a naturalized American citizen. Then you are an African American. If you were born here in the United States of African descent, you are not you're an American. You were born here in America and you have African blood or whatever you want to call it, lineage in you, and that's what it is. Elon Musk is about the only person I know that can claim he's any kind of African American. He was born in South Africa. He came to the United States legally. He's a naturalized citizen. He is a South African American. Grant Jackson, who owned Street Lock, was born in South Africa, came to the United States legally, became naturalized. He is a South African American. If you want to do that, but the only thing that I read was, I did so much reading on this yesterday about how Kamala Harris can claim that she's black, is that evidently she is Indian. One of her parents is Indian from India, and the other one, I believe, is French Haitian or something to that effect. And in all of the reading I did, I read that most Asians, if they're really, really, really dark-skinned Asians, might identify as being black, but they don't. Most of them don't. So, if anything, I think the actual factual, to quote Ray again, is that she will end up losing the black vote because they haven't really done anything for the black people. They don't identify them. Most of them, the more and more and more you hear every day, are going for Trump. I mean, I personally think if the election was tomorrow, that 75% of the people that vote, Democrats and Republicans, are all going to vote Trump. Because
I agree with that. More and more, especially with the assassination attempts, people are able to, look at how far the Democrats, and they're blaming the Democrats for it, how far that they've gone to try and keep him from running, that they'd be willing to commit murder. And I'm going to tell you what, when they find out, the real people behind the whole scenario, if they don't arrest them and charge them with treason, then there is no hope for the Trump administration. They have to get, because they're finding so much. They're doing that. How they always do the a timeline of events that leads up to the actual event that's taking place. They're finding like 20 minutes prior to Trump taking the stage, the Secret Service knew about this guy. They were taking pictures of him. They were taking video of him. They knew all about him.
There were people that saw him evidently walk in with the ladder and climb up on the roof. The Secret Service director said that they did not use that roof because they decided it was too sloped, too slanted to put sharpshooters on that roof, which would have made that roof unavailable for the shooter. The shooter, see whether or not the meme that people have been putting up claiming the sharpshooter is speaking, the words seem to have come from the sharpshooter, which said that he had a clean shot for 3 minutes. That he could have. He could have taken out the shooter up to 3 minutes before and did, because he claims he had to wait for permission from whoever he was affiliated with, who had to get permission from the Secret Service, and that never happened, and time passed, and the gunman started firing. Most of the Secret Service former people, now analysts that were doing all of the talk shows, have been saying that's garbage. The guy didn't have to wait. The guy could have taken his shot and did what he was there to do. But they also don't have kind words for the Secret Service agent team on the ground with Trump, who, once they were informed that there was a shooter identified, they should not have brought Trump out. So to me, this whole thing is just smelling like an inside job that nobody's telling anybody about. And, you can tell me that I am a conspiracy theorist until you're blue in the face. And you know what? So is everybody else. But why would Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, want to insist that the FBI be removed from the investigation? The Secret Service, their investigation will go to him. The Department of Homeland Security is going to take over the investigation. You only do that if you have something to hide.
Yeah, my camera's off because my wife brought me supper.
Okay.
You
can eat if you're discreet. I always do. I'd rather see your face.
You want to see my face? Okay, here's my face.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. Just I still leaned in and swallowed, but there are too many unanswered questions.
Unless Trump should demand, if not pay for it himself, I'm sure he has the money for it, to pay for his own investigation, because he is never going to get the truth out of any organization that the White House is connected to.
I'm sure he will. But the only problem that people are now questioning whether or not the Secret Service was in on it, whether or not there are rogue Secret Service people on his staff, whether or not his whole Secret Service team should be removed and
Well,
sent
if you take
someplace
notice, the
else,
females,
and a
the
new
females are
team
gone.
should be put in. No, what'd you say?
If you take notice, the females are gone.
Well, I didn't have any problem with
No,
females
no,
being
no. You
on
have to. You
the
have.
team.
Come on, Dave. You had to,
No,
especially one female. She might have been 5.5 feet tall.
the,
Okay, and if it was if three of her, let's just say this guy just kept shooting, and he was taking out the Secret Service guys, and it came down to her and maybe a couple other. Their responsibility is to keep Trump alive. And there is no way that her slice of the body is going to
but
protect
she,
enough of his body to keep him from
but
being killed.
but that's kind of a moot point because their job is to make a human shield over him and move him off the stage. They spent, all of them, the entire team, males and females, spent too much time letting him get that final hoorah, arm up in the air, to show that he was okay.
But at
Realistically,
that time,
the whole
but at that time they felt
should
strong
have.
enough that at that time they felt strong enough that the shooter was down because they had confirmation that the shooter was down, which means that they probably had confirmation that there's only ever one true shooter. That's why.
But that to me makes no sense at all. Because if someone was going to plan it, they would have more than one 20-year-old kid who's never been a sharpshooter before in his entire life and found a place 100 and under 200 yards away from the president. That if you were going to assassinate President Trump and you could handle the rifle that you were going to use and you were any kind of a sharpshooter, you could have fired one shot and took him out. Whether or not he turned his head inches or not, you could have killed him. If that's what they wanted to do.
The other possibility is this: is that and I hate to think it, that Trump would put the whole assassination thing into play himself to get more people behind him and to support him.
Yeah,
I mean that's the thought.
Let me read. Don Law says, according to witnesses being shot from both sides, because there was a second shooter. And I just saw a post where there might have been a third. That's what people have been questioning, that there has to have been more than one shooter involved. And I haven't really said anything about that. I thought about it because honestly, this whole thing smells like John F. Kennedy's assassination. There had to be, the records show there had to be more than one gunman, because where I don't remember his name, but I have to mention I don't remember anybody's names anymore. But where he was, they all claim that he couldn't have done that much damage to Kennedy where he was. There had to be more than one, and I don't believe. I mean, he might have gone in there thinking he was the only gunman, but there were so many guns around there that law enforcement brought in that if they wanted to take him out, they could have taken him out. You had to go through metal detectors to get into the compound where this was going on. The Secret Service was on the ground, completely covering one area. Outside the perimeter, law enforcement, other Secret Service people, other agencies were involved. It just smells to me like somebody got to where they shouldn't have been. And how they got there, is never going to be known. And I still, within minutes of him being shot and killed, there were pictures with his face laying dead on top of that building, and we just don't do that. I mean, normally, if a sharpshooter takes them out, they at least go over, throw a body over it. I mean, a blanket over it, or something. It just, I questioned, like I did with Michael yesterday, there was no manifesto found from the guy. This is, I'm a terrible, bad, depressed person. I'm upset at Trump for the world. I'm upset at this. I'm upset at that. Blah 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 blah. And I don't. I mean, it's quite possible the guy jumped in the car that morning, drove up to Butler, Pennsylvania, and decided he was going to kill the president. It just seems to me
I'm
that
hearing
it was
voices.
too easy for it to happen. What do you mean you're hearing voices?
It's like I'm hearing voices behind you. That's kind of weird. I don't know. Anyways, so did you see where New York almost got wiped off the face of the map by the asteroid?
No.
You need to keep up with the news, dude. An asteroid,
New York,
large,
okay.
An asteroid larger than the Eiffel Tower. I think like 2 or 3 days ago, came shooting into our atmosphere, burning up as it was, but it's coming across.
Right.
It came across New York and it flew over the empire before it actually burned up into the nothingness. But when you figure how many of these asteroids that come to our into our galaxy, and how many actually make it to where it's headed towards our planet, to where they're just kind of like shooting off to the sides. I mean, one of these days, one of them's going to come dead center, and it's going to hit a city mass. But yeah, I was surprised to see that in the news. If I can find the article about it, I'll share you the image. In fact, I think I did share the image on Facebook.
You can show the image. Randy, Robin, I agree with it. Can you imagine the parents of the shooter and what they're going through tonight, Thursday night, while they're going through this? I mean, it's something you probably can never live down. I mean, wherever you live, I don't know if you move out of wherever you're living and you've lived all your life and you raised your son, that's got to be, a really bad situation. And obviously he didn't care what was going to happen to his parents, because he probably figured he was going to die anyway. It just, in all the time that they might have been able to get up there and capture him or do something and capture him alive, they made sure he was dead, so that he could not talk, if that's what he was going to do. If he was going to blow the whistle on everybody else involved, he couldn't do that. If he was going to try to cut a deal, he could not do that. He was dead, deader than dead.
Dead.
It just seems to me that there is a whole lot that they're not telling us. It would scare me, and maybe Joe Biden having COVID is a cover for he wants out of Dodge. He wants to be somewhere safe for a few days, where before the Democrat convention next month, and it wants to be sure that he's safe. But I doubt that if the Biden campaign, the Biden administration, the Biden Secret Service team had asked for more Secret Service protection in light of this, that I'm sure they got it. I'm sure they got everything they wanted, and the question still remains, I really want to know the conversation between Melania and Donald when he first spoke to her afterwards. Because it's like I said, the only thing I can imagine is that at the top of her lungs, she made it very clear to him, he's done with this. He's got children. He's got grandchildren. It's just time to come home and go buy that island somewhere, or just You know, he's got resorts and golf courses all over the world. You know, wake up Monday morning, hop in your helicopter, fly to your jet, and go play golf in a different state every day, if that's what you want to do. You know, go play chess with Putin, 5-level chess with Putin.
It's just not bad life. It's not bad life.
You know, he's going to be, when he's done, he's still going to be welcome, I'm sure, to visit all of these world leaders that he became friends with, and even ones that didn't like him. You know, he's still going to be welcome, I'm sure, to come visit them, or they're going to talk to him. I mean, I'm sure that Putin is talking to him all the time. Probably more since this happened. I wouldn't be surprised if Putin says, you know, just let me know and I'll send a KGB team over to take care of you. You know, Zelensky's probably saying the same thing. You know, let me know and I'll send. Send my team over, which is probably Secret Service anyway.
I would trust a Russian team of investigators to investigate this more than I would people from the White House.
I didn't mean that. I just meant that I'm sure that Putin would free up a KGB
I know what you're
security
saying.
Detail.
But personally, I would trust the Russians to investigate the assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, Putin gets more out of a Trump administration than he would a Biden administration.
Robin, let me interrupt for a second. Robin, that would surprise me if there was a second shooter and the bullet that killed the shooter came from a second shooter, that it didn't come from any of the marks, the sharpshooters that were there for the Secret Service. That would surprise me very much. And that would speak to me that there was the whole thing was a conspiracy from the bottom. That they had planned to have him think he was going there to assassinate President Trump. Whether he did or not, someone was assigned to assassinate him.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. But, you know, someone was assigned to assassinate the shooter. Someone was assigned to probably assassinate the second shooter. You know, I don't really know. But it just seems to me that if you're going to go through that big conspiracy, something was going to go wrong. I mean, you know, they could have just flown over in a helicopter or dropped a thing and taken out and, you know, blew up the whole field. Robin, let me move down to Robin's next one. Robin says, well, there we go. If you think about it, they really never knew who shot JFK. I was saying that a few minutes ago, Robin, that they don't believe that the person who evidently got tried and convicted.
I am back. I am back. Where are we? Totally, we're nuts. I think Dave's frozen for some reason. Boy, it must have got really cold down in Florida. Good Lord Almighty. I'm all by myself. So we're still live. So I'm going to take over. This is the Randy Rhoads House of Fun. And today's message is going to be Bozo the Clown. How many of you folks, I think we all are in that age bracket who remember Bozo the Clown, right? The actual, had claws in my leg. Oh my god. The Bozo Clown who well, wow, hi kids, how you doing? It's a big feet, like they're like 10 feet long, right? And he would have all kinds of fun games and so forth. Romper Room. How about Romper Room, folks? The Magic Mirror, right? I remember that. Captain Kangaroo, right? And Mr. Green Jeans, the clock that would talk, and I forget what word had to be said, but I think there was like a special word had to be said, and all these ping pong balls come drop them down on top of his head. And I always thought to myself as a kid, I wonder who's going to clean up that mess, right? Because all the hundreds and hundreds of ping pong balls kind of bounce, boop, 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 right? What else as a kid? I think as far as TV shows, that's all that comes quickly to my mind. I watched Leave It to Beaver. I watched Father and Son. So many good shows, good programmings from back in the day that not only taught our children all about what's going on in life, but taught them how to count, how to spell, how to tie your shoes, how to button your shirt, the good things, right? The things that kids of that age need to learn. And it's just bull crap that, the children of today are being inundated with all this, I'll call it porno crap, because that's what it basically boils down to is they're watching porno. When you have these transvestites who are, sitting in the library or the school library or whatever, and they're reading books to your children. And here your mom, your dad, more than your mom, are having all this fun, almost like they're at a strip joint, looking, where do I put the dollar? But here, Joe, take the dollar up to the man, or to the woman. But you have that as opposed to the good, wholesome things to talk about, and you got down on the floor or on your table, and you had used that white glue to put things together. Like I remember we used to get popsicle sticks, and we used to make whatever little kind of structure. More times than not, you try to make that birdhouse, right? But out of popsicle sticks, and you have all the glue over the place, and you get more glue here, you get more glue down there, but you had fun doing it, and in the process, and then I look some of the glue yourself, but wow, that's fun, But if you think about it, they really never knew who. Well, of course they do. They know who shot JFK. They're just not telling you, folks. Come on, that's a lie that's going to go with us today. Our country is no longer a country. Just like what's going to happen here with Trump. They knew who did it. I mean, obviously they have the person that pulled the trigger, but what prompted him to pull the trigger? I mean, is there a money transaction somewhere that they'll find in the guy's bank? Excuse me, Mrs. What's his name? Thomas. Yeah. Where did your son get this deposit of $1 million? I mean, what did he do to earn that? $1 million. Oh, that's supposed to go to my bank account. Did it went in his bank account? Oh, well, I told him to put it into my bank account. That way they wouldn't know it came to him. Oh. Is there any chance being transfer that money? No? No? Okay, I understand. Okay. Trust me, they know. They just won't tell you. There's just so many things in life where you know, I was always told, heard to comment, it's best that we never know the truth. It's best we never know the truth. I'm sorry. Doing what I do as a genealogist, as a person who seeks out family history, that's bullcrap. Because I try to seek out the truth and reality of what I do, because it's so damn important for those around us. To lie to us only makes us want to look deeper and further and get more involved. Tell us the truth. Yes, an organization inside the Biden administration put a target on Donald Trump's head. And yes, we chose this person to pull the trigger. The problem is he missed. So we pulled the trigger on him. Simple as that. A couple people go to prison, you know, to get their hands spanked, and they go off, and, you know, life is good again. But you lie, or you continue to hide the truth and the evidence from the people, they're going to want to seek it even more so. Trust me. It's just the way we are. It's built into our DNA. And to be honest, folks, I don't know if I'm here by myself. I don't know if Dave's coming back. The ticker is still going on the timer. So either I'm talking to myself on StreamYard, or I'm here by myself and I don't see any others. So do me, folks, a favor, folks. I'm here by myself and I don't see any others. If the Boogie the Boat is still live and transmitted outward, can someone who was watching prior to Dave getting frozen reach out to me through comments and say, hey, I'm here, I'm watching you? William Grant, I see your last comment. Don't know when it was from, that you're tired tonight and that you're going to go to bed. Trust me, it's the heat. The heat has a lot to do with being tired and worn down and lethargic. I've been that way all week long. I just don't have any energy to do anything. So I'm sure it has something to do with the day-to-day high temperatures, being in like mid 90s or higher. As far as 2 and 3 shooters, I have not seen anything about that. I have seen only about the one, and it seemed like the shooting ended after he was taken out. But I'm going to reach out to a friend of mine just to see if we're still broadcasting. Because if we're not, I mean, I'm just sitting there talking to myself. I'm going to reach out to Dave Nubby. Well, stuff. You know, there's so many neat things about being a child and growing up in the age that I did, because we have that connection to TV, right? The various TV shows. My father's generation really didn't have TV shows so much to talk about, as more opposed to the outside games you used to play, like kick the can down the street, the wheel. Hey, Danny, how you doing? So are we still live, Danny? Because if we are, I'll take over the show. Richard Simmons died. You know, that's a blow to my childhood imagery. The guy who did those funky exercises in those tight leotards. And he had the whole okay, Dave. So if you want Danny, hey Dave, I'll just take over the show and talk for another 15 minutes, get this into an hour. I was just saying, you know, what we did, hey Kat, what we did as children. My father, you know, he joined the Air Force early. He went into the military at the age of 17. Get the tail on my face. So he was 17 when he went into the Air Force. You know, strange. This is a true subject here. Come on, Kat. When he was stationed in Alaska, okay, and he only had a couple of stripes at the top. I think he was like senior airman, okay. And the family, the Brett's family, so my father and my mother are second cousins. If you think about it, they really never knew who shot JFK. I know. I don't know if that's kind of popped up again. I do, but I believe they know who shot him because the Democrats are behind it. The Secret Service behind it. I'm sorry. They knew who did that. But my parents are second cousins, or were second cousins. They're both dead now. But my mom's family told my mom, "Why don't you start writing letters to your cousin Ronald Rhodes?" So they start writing letters back and forth. So my dad, they wrote letters for a year or more, and he started falling in love with my mom through the letters. Okay, but in his mind, he never had a picture. Well, first he never had a picture of my mom. I'm not sure why she never gave him a picture of her to put it on his desk in his office on the Air Force Base. But he never had a picture of her. So when he came home on leave and she went to meet him because my dad proposed to her through a letter, when he got there, he went right past her to the sister that he thought he had proposed marriage to. Found out it was the wrong sister. Now, luckily for me, you know, they still stayed together and they wound up getting married. But, you know, these are things, you know, that happen. You know, news, there's so much going on in today's world. You got the Ukraine-Russia war. You got Ukraine. They're running out of soldiers, okay? That's why they're leaning more on the drones, okay? The unmanned vehicles, the unmanned planes. They're running out of people to fight the war. So they've been pulling men from prisons. They've been pulling men from nut wards out of the hospitals. There's videos of them taking men off of the streets to put into uniform to go into combat. But the drones they've been using have been very successful in doing very destructive assaults on Russian military. And for some reason, the Russians just can't get their act together to defend against these drones. Now they've made modifications to their tanks where they have, before where they had the openings with the manholes so that they get, men can get fresh air. They put brackets around that so something, so a drone drops a bomb or something and bounces off. So they made modifications there, but their ships are still targets. Their naval vessels are still being hit hard. And now the drones are going into Russia territory and dropping down bombs and hitting very sophisticated, very important munitions and other buildings. Ukraine's going to push Russia to nuke someone, and it's coming unless some God God intervenes and gets Trump into the White House. I predicted to you now and the election that Russia is going to launch at least 1 or 2 nukes. That's my prediction. I was right about the assassination. I'm going to be right about the nukes.
Hey, Randy Rhodes is going to be right about everything.
Yeah, my co-partner in crime is back. We missed you, dude. We missed you.
Score tonight is we lost the power supply to the main broadcast Chromebook. Can we buy another one? Probably. Will we buy another one? Probably not. We'll just work on replacing it. So we're back on the temporary Chromebook, but at least we have the best mic in town.
And I bet you're using some really juicy words while you're getting that up and running.
No, ask my wife. I don't think I said I was very angry. I might have been loud, but I don't believe I used any words I should not have used.
Okay, Mrs.
Well, okay, I'm told that I did, but I'm a terrible, nasty, rotten person when I get upset. Anyway, so any words that I used that anybody heard on tonight's Boogie podcast, we're given free of charge.
We didn't hear anything, dude.
Okay.
Now you were gone, so I just took over. I renamed the show. So yeah, you're fired.
Thank you.
Okay.
maybe that's what I should do. Is I should just come up, set it up, turn it over to you, and turn my camera off. Come back about 4 hours later and close it up.
4 hours.
We'll get it all figured out. We'll get it all figured out. It's we are down 2 Android tablets. They have to be replaced. They probably will not be replaced. And we're down 1 Chromebook, and it's not going to be replaced. Something other than a Chromebook will be replaced. But
I've always been an HP guy. I don't know why. Maybe because of price. But I've always been an HP guy.
The problem with the HP all-in-one that I want is it's a fantastic deal, but it's a base model. So you have to, in stages, which I would be able to do, be ready to upgrade things. It's like you don't get a big enough hard drive. You get a 21.5-inch screen, which is more than enough to deal with. You don't get enough memory. It's short memory. But anyway, neither here nor there. We got it back. We got it figured out. We're here. And David Navarre is probably laughing as hard as he can. And
yeah, I mean, I have an HP all-in-one. It's a 21.5-inch screen, and you're right. The screen is sufficient for what it does, but I did add the additional monitor because I just, for what I do, I need to spread out my work, right?
Right.
So besides having this huge desk for all my papers, I needed an online premise to also do a similar thing. So I had to have add the extra monitor. Memory, I ran out of memory. That's why I was having some issues with live streaming, and that's why I had to switch over to the tower that I have now, which has cost me an arm and a freaking leg. But it's allowing me to do what I need to do with doing live streaming.
Yep.
You got to make sacrifices, and pick up expenses where you have to.
You have to. You do have to spend a little bit of money to be able to do these or stop doing these.
Well, nice thing about the tax is the tax write-off. That's the nice thing about it. It's a tax write-off.
Yep. William Grant is tired. He's going home. I'm sorry.
I saw that.
I'm sorry that stuff happened, William. In the tests this afternoon, before doing it tonight, everything on the Chromebook worked fine. Now all of a sudden, it just doesn't want to charge. And the problem with this old Chromebook is that it's not a touch screen.
Yeah, I like touch screens.
Yeah, it's not a touch screen, and my mouse that is set up for it probably has a dead battery. So that's why the mouse doesn't work. But anyway,
So
we're
tonight,
here, and what did I miss?
Is tonight the night that Trump accepts the nomination?
We what?
Is tonight the night that Trump accepts the nomination? Is this Thursday or Friday? I've lost track of time.
Tonight is Thursday. So if you,
I've lost track of time. I think it's tomorrow then, right?
I honestly don't know. So let me search something really quick and see if I can get an answer.
Yeah, I got to turn this to myself. This heat has got me down. The 95 plus temperature for the last 4 or 5 days. This has been way too much heat on me. You know, and I guess it wears you down. It wears you down. I was just saying, you know, while you're AOA, no, not AOA. Absolutely, AWL. I was, talking about things we did as kids. The different TV shows we used to watch, or like with my parents, they did the, kick the can down the street.
It does appear that tonight is the night that he accepted the nomination, because this says Trump in highly personal speech will accept GOP nomination again. That was AP 2 hours ago. Al Jazeera 30 minutes ago said that he will accept it tonight. And live election updates don't say whether or not that has actually happened yet. So if anyone is watching, please catch that. We'll go and watch it later. What will happen is we're taking next week off anyway to go to Texas, and I'll do some soul searching while we're gone and try to figure out what technology we're going to have and when we can update it and do it quickly and not rely on outdated technology that has probably drank more coffee than I have in the last month and a half.
One of the biggest things that all the people who looked at my computer, my internet, my modem scenario issues was that because I was using the all-in-one computer and had its limitations, that every time Facebook and so forth did software updates, my computer only kept up with the upgrades for a certain point in time, and then it could no longer keep up with the upgrades, and therefore it couldn't continue to function with all the new things like the StreamYard and the Facebook and the live stream and so forth, because I couldn't take the upgrades. So that's why I had to go to the tower, which is a gaming tower for people who are professional gamers, because I needed the speed of the drive.
A gaming tower for podcast use is fantastic. The only problem is that gaming towers, gaming laptops are wickedly. Excuse me for a second.
That's gonna be fun.
Gaming laptops are expensive.
They are.
Gaming towers are.
Where'd you go? He froze again, folks. So I'll tell you what, folks, he's having some issues, and there we go. He's back.
That was my fault. Am I back?
You're back.
I'm back. Okay. That wasn't what I wanted to hit.
Okay.
What I want to see is if I can get. All right. So we got there. We have,
Ding dong. Avon calling. Hi, I'm Avon lady.
actually, all right. So I see what I got to do. I have to pair a mouse. I have to pair a different mouse to this one later.
Do you need makeup and perfume? I'm your Avon lady. Remember her?
I need a timeout.
Yeah.
That might
Baby,
that
time out.
mouse appears.
Go into the corner. Put on your dunce hat. You've been a bad boy.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can.
I
do
love you,
this.
Dave. You know that, right?
I know you do. So does everybody else. But sometimes I wonder why, because I don't love myself.
Oh, come on.
Okay, if we do that and we do this, and we kill that out, and we slap this in there. No, we still don't. We have no. No. All right, I don't know. Mice are not working, but we can do a broadcast without mice. So where are we?
I was getting ready to say goodnight.
Okay.
I wanted to try and watch him accept the nomination. So let's take a online vote here. I don't know how many people are watching. So how many people, raise your hand, how many people think that Joe Biden is going to call off sick between now and Monday morning, and he's going to drop out of the presidential race?
And that Jill is going to become the Democrat nominee.
Yeah, that's me. So I don't know who else is watching, but raise your hand. That's the Senate. If you think he's going to run the course, put a bag over your head.
We have 72 people watching right now, and all I can say is thank you very much, because last night we had over 100 people watching, and they were probably watching because Michael Anthony was here last night, and we made it through all the program, all the technical issues and whatever else. And I got to say, I love people that watch Boogie with the Bull more than people that watch anything else, because they stay here and get highly entertained and put up with the technology meltdowns and my meltdowns. And
you have meltdowns.
They come back the next time, and there I am. I'm back in the live chat. So we will get it. We'll get it figured out. Randy, you did a fantastic job while I was off terminating technology contracts, and I'm very glad that you were here to buck up and do what you did. Tomorrow morning. I'm going to try 10 a.m. Eastern, Red Friday morning caffeine. Can't guarantee there won't be any technology breakdowns. I'm going to look at a lot of things. I'm going to throw a lot of things off the desk and stomp on them and make a lot of room for what should be on the desk, and we will be here. I can use this Chromebook. I really don't like using this Chromebook, but I can use this Chromebook. The Snowball microphone is working, so we have good audio. I don't really have to wear headphones unless I have to wear headphones. So maybe wearing headphones tomorrow morning. But we will slowly but surely get this figured out, and then we will go on vacation. And by the time we come back from vacation, I will figure out what I'm going to do. And before you know it, the No Budget Broadcasting Company will be in debt up to its ears, and have to create budgets. We may have to go to TikTok, because everybody I know on Facebook is going over to TikTok, and it appears they are getting thousands of views on their TikTok things, and they're making hundreds of dollars in a few hours. And so if people are putting money in the prayer plates as they come by.
Yeah, I was watching, after this, I got to jump off. I was watching William Rayfield's the Patriots Lab on TikTok. Okay.
Yeah.
And the quality of the video and the audio was different. It seemed better. But, you know, a lot of idiots were dialing into his program. And I could have sworn the entire time I was watching, it sounded like some female was having sex. Honest to God, it sounded like, you know, honest to God, it sounded like someone was having, you know, a female was having sex in the background.
It's a different software than us doing a broadcast and having people watch in a live chat. It's like taking your group. It's like doing a multiple broadcast, a multiple person broadcast on Facebook Messenger. I mean, on Facebook Live Producer. You can take a group chat on Messenger and put everybody you want in there with their cameras going. Then you can connect that to your live producer and everybody is live. It's like doing a live chat group. This is a little more difficult. We're limited to 8 people that can be on, and those watching
he's limited to 7 at a time. Okay.
But
the people who came on, almost everyone was a Democrat. Yeah. So he spent most of his time dealing with them and kicking them off his program.
Right. I think he said that there are 12 maximum. And I think 7, like you said, I think 7 can be on with him at any one time. And then there are 5 kind of waiting backstage. And he can swap them in and out at any time he wants. It's a cool technology. It just, you know. I wish people well that use it. It's kind of like having a Twitter space over on X where you can do the same thing. You have a live group chat on X, and it's just a different format. For me, it would just be a little bit too much to handle. The technology that I have here just could not do it. Would not be able to do it.
I just feel a bit concerned that the knowledge that supposedly is owned by the Chinese and that they're watched.
It's not owned by the Chinese. The company that owns it is Beijing ByteDance. There are 3 seats on the Beijing ByteDance board of directors. 2 are people within Beijing ByteDance. The third one is the Chinese Communist Party. If you go look at other places, it identifies TikTok as owned by Beijing ByteDance. It doesn't say anything about the CCP having a seat on the board of directors, but it does say that they get money from the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah.
But where I am is if anybody wants to go over there and do live broadcasts over there, more power to them. I just don't. I don't have any desire because of who owns it. If President Trump had forced Beijing ByteDance to sell Walmart and Larry Ellison, who owns Oracle Corporation, were teamed up and all set and ready to buy it. I know enough people at Oracle from my limousine days that I could eventually find somebody who would be involved with it that could help me get over there if I wanted to. And I probably would have. I would have used my connections to be able to get on over there. But realistically, where we are, we use Facebook because it's free. And when the technology doesn't work, we can get anywhere from 70 to a couple hundred people or more watching. And it's free. Yeah, you got to put up with a lot of crap from Facebook, but they got to put up with a lot of crap from me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Rumble, we're going to pick up in August. We're still going to keep YouTube. And then the other thing that bothers me with a lot of people is they start doing something on Facebook. They don't get the views they want on Facebook, so they go to TikTok. when they stop getting the views on TikTok, they're going to go someplace else. My view is I would rather us be live on Facebook, getting whatever views we can get on Facebook, being live on YouTube, and being able to take the YouTube live and be live on Streetlock, live on Wimkin, live on every place else at the same time, and then go to Rumble, use Rumble, and link Rumble to all these places that we could link Rumble to, and be everywhere at the same time. Sort of like when you were a kid and you used to go to the TV department at the department store while your mother and other kids and parents, whatever, were off shopping in other departments, and you sat there and you watched that wall of every single TV was tuned in to one thing. I want to be the one thing. I want to be on Facebook. I want to be on YouTube. I want to be on Rumble. I want to be on TikTok. I want to be on this. I want to be on that. But I want to be there at the same time.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
Because the people that watch Facebook don't watch Rumble. The people that watch Rumble don't watch Wimkin. The people that watch Rumble don't watch this one. Don't watch that one.
Yeah, I think your wife's telling you you're talking too loud. Yeah, I got to jump off anyways. Yeah. I got some things I want to get done before I go to sleep here. But hopefully we get your problems worked out so you can stay on. If not, I'll just take over the show when
you might have to do that.
I'll rename it and I'll collect all the royalties and
during
goodbye.
Like I said, during the week that we're gone, if you want to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., you are more than welcome to do. Actually, I may be live. No, I'm not going to be live on Monday because I'm not going to deal with technology breakdowns that might happen on Monday. But so next week, if you want to do Monday, 10 a.m. till whenever you want to do it, usually you and I do it to 11 o'clock. Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 11 o'clock. Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 o'clock. Bill Muckler won't be here because he's still on vacation. So throw in Red Friday. And then do Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. to whenever. I will at least watch. I mean, I'm taking some kind of technology that I'll watch. I'll be in live chat.
Okay.
But
I might just do that.
That would be great. And then, like I said, if you decide you want to do 10 a.m. Monday and Wednesday, I might pop in and be with you if that's If that's okay.
I just recently I upgraded back on my StreamYard, so I can do 7 cameras and some other special things. I don't want the $35 one is just too much. $35-$40 is just too much money for what I'm doing right now.
Right.
But we'll see what happens. I got some things. There's a group, a Civil War Union group that's giving me moderator, administrator title to their group. So I'll be working on trying to figure that one out. But I am going to watch what's left of the news here to see.
Watch that. I expect a full report tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We're going to try it at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, but I will honestly say the first piece of technology that craps out, that's going to be the end of the broadcast for that. But we will get it all figured out. But Randy, I definitely appreciate all the effort.
Hey, no problem.
With us tonight, and come back often. David Navarre, thank you for your ideas throughout the day. To the cord that I have does exactly like the cord you suggested. Unfortunately, the cord you suggested is not available, and I couldn't have it fast enough. This simply allowed us to buy a really cool retractable cord. One end plugs into the back of the mic, the other one goes into the hub, and everything works the way it is supposed to work. The normal broadcast Silver Chromebook is on borrowed time, so if it's the power supply that died, we can replace the power supply. But I think it's just signs that Chromebook is dead, and we need to look at options and do something else. So Daniel Smith, I'm glad that you watched. I'm sorry if it was a little more hectic than it usually is. Danny Campbell, you are the king of watching Boogie with the Bull broadcast. William Grant, you are equal to Danny when it comes. Robin Brunson, we enjoy having Robin on, and Robin drinks the best coffee, as far as I am concerned, on the face of the earth right now. The best coffee. Fat Cup Coffee Company has a Facebook page. Go look at the Facebook page. Go look at their website. I believe it's fatcupcoffeecompany.com. Take a look around, different roasts, different flavors. They sell whole beans. They'll sell you a grinder. They sell it ground. They sell it in K-cups, I believe. Some of it, not all of it. And all the gear that you need to have a fabulous cup of coffee every single time that you watch one. I got to get the rest of these bugs worked out before I try to sit down with them and maybe try to nail out a sponsorship agreement as I want to do and thought we were going to be ready to do a couple of months ago, but then things just didn't work out. Technology problems started back then. So go to Fat Cup Coffee Company and take a look around, and I'm sure you'll be very happy that you do. And I think that is it. So like I said, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., in a quiet, relaxed voice, Red Friday morning, caffeine. We will talk about Remember Everyone Deployed Friday. We will look at the news of the day and whatever else comes out of our mouths. And we will think about Bill Muckler, who is off on vacation. Like I said, he will be back in August. And we will all be ready to go. Go to the Bill Muckler Facebook page and take a look. The novel, Six Soft Targets, buy it. It's Bill's version of what happened on 9/11, the whole entire story. And it is just fantastic reading. It really is. 300 pages. If you are disciplined and you can sit and read, you can probably read it in a few hours. 2 years from now, you'll be reading Aftermath, the follow-up. He's already working on it. Originally, it was stuff that was supposed to be included in Six Soft Targets, but I guess it got misplaced, and when he found it, it was too late. So he decided that he will put out a sequel. That will probably be the last book that he's going to write, as he said. Also, take a look at the 2020 books, what I have affectionately called the Conservative Patriot Broadcasters Bible. 2020, A Clear Vision for America. 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future. Go look at those two books. They are as right on target for what Bill discusses in them when he wrote them back in 2015 as they are if Bill Muckler was the president of the United States today. So do that and learn a few things, because it's nice to learn a few things. So again, David, thank you very much. And everybody else, do one more look before we go and try to see what we got. We go out of there and come back in and 80 people. Good. We got 80 people that watch. And like I said, live radio is more fun than not. So like I said, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Adjust yourself accordingly. Get a fresh cup of coffee. Red Friday morning caffeine in a quiet voice, because there will be people working in the other side of the wall, I'm sure, as often happens on Fridays, and they don't need to hear everything that we will be talking about. If you want to be on tomorrow's broadcast, 7 people can join me tomorrow morning. You can either come into the broadcast and ask for a link, and I will send it to you on Messenger, or I will post it on the screen and you can get it from there, and you can come and join me. We can do up to an hour and a half. Start at 10, be done at 11:30. That's Eastern time. So again, adjust yourself accordingly, and we will go from there. Anyway, live well, live prosper, double V's for victory. This believable broadcast is going to come to an end. You have been watching Boogie with the Bull Thursday Night Live, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. We didn't break anybody's copyrights today. So there. Come and see if we break some tomorrow. Thanks to everyone at Facebook for putting up with us over the Facebook network, everyone at StreamYard that got us through to Facebook and over to YouTube. And just pay attention to what is going on. That's what I'm going to say. Pay attention to what is going on. Learn from it. Read up as much as you can. Like Michael said last night, do the research and form your own opinions and go from there. Go over to TikTok. If you're not a TikTok member and you watch William Rayfield when he's here on Facebook, go over to TikTok. I think it's William Rayfield 66. William Rayfield 66 is his TikTok name. And check him out and watch him and support him. And you'll find the actual and factual. And other than that, double means for victory. I'm going to use the touchpad here until we can figure out the mouse over here. So we will say goodnight and see you tomorrow.